believe. You realize this, God, that God runs the world. At the end of the day, God runs the world. And so the righteous who are trotting along this whole time, but they're doing it purely to fulfill the will of God. They're not doing it for reward. When they get a chance to see actually this, it gives them they rejoice. Because the pasuk says rejoice. It's a big Kiddush Hashem, so they should rejoice because they see that there is divine justice. That God's presence is revealed in the world, and people can see that. It'll get them to do tshuva. It'll get them to strengthen on their own end and be better people, and be better and to have better options. To go out into the world and then be good towards the world. Be the best, most productive member of society that you can be. Because when we see instances like that, we see justice that they're really God loves. Oyev tzedek, right? So, Yaakov smiles, and the pasuk said, the verse says, yes, that's great. Now, but Shah, at that moment, Niskayim nevuas to Rivka. Rivka, their mother, said something. She didn't realize that she was prophesying. She didn't realize she was prophesying. And at that moment, it fulfilled the prophecy that she said. She says to Yitzchak, let Yaakov go. Let Yaakov should go to Padan Aram, to Lavan. I don't want to take around here because he knows that Esau's going to get mad, and he's going to want to take revenge on Yaakov for getting the blessings. So she says, let him go there and run away over there. Why should I bury two of you in one day? In other words, if she's taking it around, Esau is going to want to kill Yaakov. Yaakov is going to kill Esau in self-defense. The sons of Esau are going to kill Yaakov out of revenge, and then they're going to both die, and she's going to be burying her two sons in the same day. So what happens now? Sure enough, her two sons get buried in the same day. Like she prophesied down real language. She prophesied because Yaakov was being buried, and then Esau from the knock on the head. That was it. It was game over for him. And so then, indeed, sure enough, they were both buried on the same day. Even though their death was not on the same day, Yaakov had passed away earlier. Their burial was indeed on the same day. Now, so the Gemara says like this. We're talking about this whole time that, based on the Mishnah, that Yosef was involved in burying Yaakov. And that's why he got rewarded that Moshe to bury him. So the Gemara has a very simple question. If Yosef would have done it, he's got 11 other brothers that love their father and respect their father. Wouldn't they have done it also? They would have said that Yaakov would have gone buried. Someone is going to bury it.
They were doing it anyways.
They were going to do it anyways. They went with them. Like, what's the deal? Like, but Yosef, if Yosef didn't bury him, surely somebody else would be like Yosef. Would his brothers not have been involved in the burial for what? If he didn't do it, why are we making a big deal and saying Yosef made the effort to go bury Yaakov? Vaksiv is written by Yisro. It actually says that his sons carried him to the land of Canaan to bury him. So indeed, all the brothers were involved. So why are they making a big deal that Yosef Daf? Because they say let it be more. It's more honorable to be buried by kings than by regular folk. Yosef was considered on the level of a king. He was considered under royalty in Egypt. He was to be considered whatever you call it, prime minister, president, even the viceroy, the second in command. It was a huge honor for them. The brothers realized, let Yosef be the one that's like in charge of this and doing this. The main, the primary caregiver here involved in the burial of Yosef and their father Yaakov, because it's much more honorable for him that way than if it would have been for the others. So they're allowing to do it in that sense, and they're out of honor for Yaakov. So that's to say, now, that's the story with that. So Yaakov gets buried. We see at the end of the Parsha. The Mishnah goes on to say, because Yosef was involved in burying Yaakov, made the effort, made the extra effort, so he was rewarded in a countermeasure that who would be the greatest one possible that could bury him was Moshe. So we're going to see this in next week's Parsha. But since we got a few moments here, let's take a look. Let's go a little bit. The Gemara says, "Mishnah Milan goes to Yosef. Who was greater than Yosef?" Toner Abani. See, guys, got it by the next two dots over there, and then it's about the third of the way up from the bottom. Toner Abani Bada A. Kama Chavivas Mitzvah Moshe Rabbeinu. How look and see how great, how much Moshe desired to do mitzvahs. The mitzvahs are so dear to Moshe. Shekal Yisrael Kulan, when the Jews got out of Egypt, and when they were supposed to leave with Rachush Gadol, with great wealth, the Exodus happened. They were getting all this great wealth from the Egyptians. They found during the plague of darkness, and they're saying, "Take all our money and our gold, and just go." So while the Jews were going around and getting all the riches, Moshe was involved in doing a mitzvah. What mitzvah was doing? He was involved in a mitzvah. Shneimar Chachem Leiv Yikach mitzvahs. It says, a smart of heart, he'll grab mitzvahs. He's not going to grab other stuff. He's going to be in front. If you're a smart person, chaperein, get it. If you have a mitzvah to do, chaperein, go do it. Don't play games. Don't let kids asleep. Don't watch more videos on your FaceTube. Now, if we want to ask, well, how did Moshe know? How did Moshe know where Yosef was buried? Right? That was a couple hundred years before, 180 years before. Amru, they said, Serach bas Asher, Serach, the daughter of Asher, Yosef's niece, Nishtari me'Eisiyadar, she was still alive from that generation. So Serach was blessed, right? She broke the news to Yaakov that Yosef was still alive. They're like, Yaakov is, he's, it's such a sensitive issue for him that the shock of knowing that Yosef was still alive could kill him. It could literally shock a person into cardiac arrest. We have to break the news lightly to him. Who's going to do it? So Serach, the daughter of Asher, Yaakov's granddaughter, she was like the most gifted in that area. I think she did it with a song. She made it like she played on the guitar. Yeah, she played it on the harp. She played the song to break it to him gently, so that his heart would be so he'd be able to take it in a way that it wouldn't be shocking for him. So she did it in a beautiful way, and Yaakov blessed her. He blessed her. God bless you. You broke this news to me in the best possible way that was healthy for me. I'm giving you a bracha for long life. Yaakov blessed her with long life. Sarah lived forever. If you ever seen that vampire movie, she has a cameo in it.
What? It's an interview with the
it's an interview with the man. Yeah, they live forever. Yeah. Interview with
one of them's named Sarah.
Rabbi, in Parshas Bamidbar, when it talks about all the people that were being inherit the parts in Eretz Yisrael, it brings Sarah bas Asher over there, that she was one of the people who left Egypt. And over there in the Targum Yonasan, it says she was one of the people who went up alive to Gan Eden.
One of the people went alive to Gan Eden, yeah. She never died.
You heard it.
There were certain people that live forever. They go like Eliyahu and them. They went up alive to Gan Eden. So Yosef, Moshe Rabbeinu goes to Serach to ask her. She remembers she was there. Where was Yosef buried when he died?
The Nile.
She says, do you know where Yosef was buried? So she said to him, yeah. The Egyptians made a metal coffin for him, and they put him in the Nile River. Because so that the water should be blessed. They knew Yosef was a tzaddik. They recognized his spiritual stature. And they know that whatever, anything that's godly can help us out. And the Nile was their whole source of life. The river, they didn't get a lot of rain there. The river would flow up and irrigate. They had a whole irrigation system. So everything was because of the Nile River. All their whole life prosperity was because of the Nile. So they put Yosef in there to be a blessing for the Nile. They put his coffin in the Nile. So Moshe had to go to the Nile to call up it. Now the Taisha says. Look at Taisus over here. Serach bas Asher. We got a little real quick. We got a couple minutes. Let's look at the text at the top of the page. Serach bas Asher, Shtayim Eised der Sech of Asher was left alive from that generation. That when Yosef was buried, so she would know where he was. Tema Ferek der Taisus. Baloi Makir B'Yair B'Menashe no B'Mei Yaakov. There were two sons of Menashe that were also alive, born in the time of Yaakov. V'hayu mibayaretz, and they also went out of Egypt. And so they were alive by the time when they went out. So they would also have known where Yosef was buried. Why didn't he go and ask them? Lama lo shalom Moshe. Why did Moshe ask them? Why did Moshe go to Serach, daughter of Asher? Why didn't he go to Yosef's own children? Yeah, I'm sorry, Yosef's own grandchildren, Menashe's children that were alive. They were born in Yaakov's house. They were true grandchildren, for sure they would know. That's a good question, yeah. That's a good question. That's what Taifa said. We crown and rely on Taifa. Ask some good questions. You bring the question, you bring them hard. And Taifa says, yes, flavor like this. Taifa says the answer is a little bit more complex, a little deeper. Shasayit HaGeula, the secret of the redemption, there's a whole secret code of the Exodus, that the Jews are going to be redeemed. Nimsar l'Serach was given over to Serach. Kedisa b'Pirkei Lezer, like we learn in Pirkei Lezer, B'Kivan Shabbat Moshe, when Moshe Rabbeinu comes, the first time he comes to the Jews, he says, Hashem told me, it's time to go, I'm going to let you out of Egypt. They were so downtrodden, they were so like they couldn't bear from all the hardships of the Egyptian of persecution, that like they didn't want to believe him. They're like, yeah, whatever. So when Moshe arrived the first time, the elders of Israel went to Serach. They knew she knew the code. She knew the secrets that when the redemption time was going to be. They went to her because they had already stumbled. The Bnei Ephraim had already made a mistake. They left. They tried to leave 30 years early before the gates.
Which Soda Gula are we talking about here?
With the side of where I'm going to say the secret words. The secret words.
No, we're saying the redemption from Egypt.
Yes.
It was given to Sarah.
Yes.
Meaning the rest of everyone didn't know when exactly we were leaving?
Yosef knew these words.
We didn't know it was going to be 210 years there?
No. They knew it was going to be ending too, but they miscalculated. But the Ephraim, part of the tribe of Ephraim miscalculated. They said, it's time to go. We're going. We're leaving. We're out of here. As soon as I'm 18, I'm still out of here. And sure enough, so they miscalculated. They left 30 years early. And they got wiped out. Yeah. They got killed. They got met with serious resistance. And they were killed. They because there wasn't time. It wasn't spiritually, it wasn't the time it is. So now, v'nimlechu ata ba. So they came to her now, and they said, is this guy for real? We don't want to make any mistakes again. And so she goes to that. So she says to them, what language did he use? What did he say to you guys when he says, I'm coming to redeem you? The time is up. I'm coming. Hashem told me it's time to redeem you. What words? What verb did he use? How did he say it? Tell me exactly what he said. Amar lechem, ma lashon amachem, hamashiach hazeh, this redeemer. What lashon did he say? Amrullah. So they tell her, this is what he says. He says the words, Pokadety, that I will surely remember you to redeem you. That's like Pokadety, surely remember. This is what Yosef says. Yosef said before, don't worry, I'm dying now, but we're in Galus, but there's going to be a redemption. Mm-hmm. And Hashem will surely remember us. Pokadety, he'll surely redeem, surely remember us for redemption. That's like the rough translation of that. These are the words that Moshe Rabbeinu used when he came to the Jews and told them, Hashem said to them, Amr Lahem, she says to him, Cain, who? This is the guy. Because that's the site of the redemption. Those are the secret words that Yosef told us, that I remember, I was alive then, that he told us that these are the words that he used, that Hashem was going to redeem us. So when Moshe comes, this guy shows up and he says these words, that's it. Therefore, they went to, the elders of Israel went to Serach the first time Moshe shows up to find out if this is the real Redeemer. So therefore, Moshe goes to Serach to find out about Yosef instead of going to Yosef's grandchildren. And then to Moshe gets law. And this is Mitzvah Rebbe. That's where it comes from. Therefore, that's why Moshe went to. So Taishas asks a good question. He gives an explanation, and it comes to the point to start answer. That's why when Serach was in the know. She knew exactly a lot
she
of
also knew about the ultimate?
But what?
Geula? Sort of the ultimate Geula.
She does.
This is the story. They go pocket Pokadety. You should be redeemed.
No, but Yaakov wanted to tell it and he couldn't.
But the Kate, Yamin.
Maybe
But-
Sarah got that information somehow.
She knew that when the Redeemer comes, this is the language that he was going to use, because this is the language of redemption. Pocket Pokadety. I will surely redeem you. And we will surely be redeemed tonight, even before we start Mark. Scrap that.
All right. No.